Welcome, athletes, into another episode of the Gym Closet. I'm here, as always, with Amber and Zach. What's up, guys?
Hi.
Hello.
You want to turn that to Zach's in it?
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, we
The
need
camera.
to turn the camera.
That's okay. You can do it right now.
No. All right.
Nope.
Nope. What?
No, I'm not it. There you go.
There we are.
There it is.
Perfect. Good.
Perfect. We didn't check before. Sorry, online. How was the weekend?
Good.
Zach, what did you end up doing?
Good. We had Christmas with my parents, so went up north and hung out with them for the weekend and got some fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice.
No, I can't believe Christmas is here already.
I know. Yeah. Friday.
I know.
Long weekend for everybody. We got an awesome episode. We're going to talk our wow. We got our craving, some athlete shoutouts, and athletes in the wild, something cool in sports. So let's start off. We want to get into our craving.
Yes. So we did Christmas or holiday traditions last week. So ranged from decorating the Christmas tree to decorating cookies or gingerbread man or houses. What else was on there? Christmas Eve service, looking at lights, Elf on the Shelf, which didn't make it very far. I was kind of
Nobody
excited
liked
about
that.
that.
I've got
Oh, you just wait. When you guys have kids,
I've got
guaranteed.
negative, everyone's just like how big of a pain in the ass it is.
Yeah. No one likes it.
I don't want to
apparently.
deal with that. I can't even. I would forget all the time. The kids. Well, my biggest thing is the kids are so young that they're gonna want to hold the elf and touch it,
Right.
and they're not gonna understand. No, you cannot touch the elf.
Right.
So I just don't even want to. Can you imagine fighting that battle every morning?
Oh yeah.
of,
But it is a huge everybody does it now.
Yeah.
That I know of at least.
Yeah, but
Don't
then
know
I'm
if
worried
they
that
don't.
when they get to grade school, their friends are gonna talk about the elf on the shelf, and they're gonna ask why they don't have one, and I'll be like, because
It's a made up
because
thing.
those kids are naughty and they need more
They need to be
watching
watched,
than you guys.
yeah.
And then they're gonna go tell all their friends that I said they're naughty.
Because it's a stuffed elf doll and it has no reality.
I like looking at
Just
people.
blow
Like
it
they
up
get
right up.
people get pretty creative, so I like looking at their stuff, and I'm like, I have no time for that. Just no desire to do it.
You have to remember to do it, or else if you don't remember, it's basically setting up a thing like Santa Claus, that something for them to believe in, that if you drop the ball and you just simply forget to do something,
Right.
then their belief is so if you didn't have Santa Claus come to your house and they were like, oh, then that would be a huge deal if they believed in Santa and they believed if they were good that Santa came, and
Right.
now Santa didn't come, they'd be messed up.
Yep. So not gonna do
So it's
that,
kind of adding to that,
Yeah, this would have been the year though, because I think a lot of parents kept the elf in quarantine for 10 days or something, so they didn't have to move him. So
Oh, that's a
Oh,
good
that's a
idea.
good idea.
Just
that
put him in
would've
a
been
glass
so-
cookie jar
yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
So he has to stay there for 10 days.
That's
I
perfect.
know. But okay, so Elf on the Shelf. What else? Yeah, I don't know what else there was, but Christmas Eve service won that craving last week.
By
so,
one vote,
which-
looking at lights and Christmas Eve service, right?
Yeah, on
two.
depending on what platform or whose thing you're
But that
looking at.
overall it won by
Yes.
one vote, right?
No,
Yeah,
by
that's-
if you add mine in 6 or 7.
Oh, it
votes.
did.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So
I think
That
all the
one-
votes were pretty close though.
They were.
I mean, it was everything. There wasn't
or
anything
Christmas movies was on there too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But they're all kind of ones that I think you just do anyways.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
it's
but I
like-
think it was it turned into what's people's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but that just brought us up to talk about the Lutheran Church of Hope drive-through that they're doing. So
Yes.
yeah,
nobody
Zach's pretty
comes.
excited. He's gonna volunteer. Should we tell him the nights and what exactly you're
Yeah,
doing?
it's tonight. You guys can
Okay,
come tonight.
tonight.
Or
Him
no.
and Haley, his wife Haley. So what do you tonight?
Tonight I am Joseph sitting in the manger.
Okay.
So I'm
So if you guys go
6
tonight,
to 7 tonight.
ooh, you're gonna tell him the time too.
I know.
Look at you.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to get in line at.
But guess
3
what? You gotta
o'clock.
get in line. Yeah, now.
You're
if you
gonna
want to
wanna
get there
see
by
Zach.
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So what time is it right now? It's 9:30
if you
in the
get the
morning.
day off work,
So
you
you're
go
gonna
hop
have
in
to go
line on
hop in line right
Ashworth,
now.
and you can maybe get.
That's
to the
kind of
night.
nice. It's only an hour. You don't just sit there
Yeah.
for 3 or
It's
4
gonna be
hours.
cold. Yeah. So I'm
That's
like,
true.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, tonight I'm Joseph. And
You picked one of the warmer days though. So
Yeah.
tomorrow, you're doing it tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
And you're gonna
tomorrow
freeze
too.
your ass off.
Tomorrow I am walking a live donkey.
So you'll be walking and you'll be moving.
Yeah.
You get
That's
to hang
gonna
out
be
with
awesome.
like a
Seriously, a live donkey.
That's awesome.
I'm walking a live donkey around.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But
It'll be
you'll be like,
interesting.
get over here, donkey.
It'll be really
Like,
interesting,
can you
yeah.
imagine? You just get a shithead donkey.
Oh, they all are, yeah.
And you have to like maintain your cool.
They all, yeah. Donkeys are like, they're
Stubborn.
I mean, yeah, they're stubborn animals.
And
That's
then Haley
awesome, though.
hopes that she can hold a real baby.
Yeah,
right?
I don't
That's
think
her
it's a real
goal.
baby.
I
It's
don't
a real
think they're gonna-
donkey, but it's a fake baby.
Yeah, I don't think she's
unfortunately.
She's not going to be able to do that. I don't
Yeah.
think so. But that's awesome. You're volunteering for that. We drove by on Sunday night because we had our coaches outing, and it looked beautiful over there.
Yeah,
so
it's
if you guys,
it's a huge
Yeah, they got
production.
sweet
Yeah,
and this is
production,
from
though.
I think from 5 to 9.
I think so.
started
That
last
sounds
night
right.
and it
Yeah,
goes
and it
till
goes
maybe-
all the way through. I think it goes all the way through Christmas.
Okay.
Eve, maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, I drove by on my way home from work at like 7:30 last night, and it was backed up Ashworth to 60th, 60 on Ashworth, 60th to like halfway, whatever that the light is through that neighborhood right
Yeah.
before the bridge. It was backed up like all the way past there. So then I got in the right lane to go home, past all of those people, took a right on 60th, and 60th was backed up till
Yeah.
Vista Drive. So it
Yeah.
was like made this
That's
giant
nice.
Y. And so I can't imagine, and it was just not moving. So
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
So it's busy.
But-
If you're gonna go early, but
Their Christmas Eve service, though, we were talking about this a little bit ago. It's just always crazy because they usually do it at Wells Fargo Arena.
Yeah, and I mean it's
And
usually
it's-
packed.
Yeah.
I mean,
So I
it's
thought,
full. Yeah.
figured that they'd go all out this year with the circumstances we're in. So that's awesome. So if you guys want to get over there for your Christmas Eve, because I don't think this is in place.
This
of
is
the
in
Christmas
place
Eve
of the
service.
Christmas Eve service. Yeah. So
should
if anybody
be-
that wants to, come on out tonight.
Yeah.
6 to 7.
Yep.
I can't acknowledge you though. Sorry.
Yeah.
So don't yell his name.
I have to
He
like
has-
sit stoically.
He has to ignore
by
you.
myself.
He's not just
Yeah.
being an a-hole. He just is doing.
just yell out, be like, Joseph, you rock! I love you, Joseph.
What's what we were talking about? I shouldn't have cut my hair, like, because it was. I mean, it was like down to my shoulders. for a
Right,
while.
that would've
It
been
That would have been more
Perfect.
authentic.
It
Yeah.
would have been perfectly.
When did you get
authentic,
your haircut?
yeah, but-
Just recently?
Well, I mean, like, so when it was really long was, what was it like?
Before your wedding, right? Or no?
Yeah, well, it was like in the spring. I remember people were talking like on the virtual videos.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
see my hair, yeah.
So you haven't got a cut recently since our last talk about your hair.
I actually got a
Or
cut
did
last
you?
week,
Oh, you did.
but I mean
Trimmed.
nothing. Yeah, more trimmed than like chopped off.
Should have left
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Dang it.
I know.
And then we're gonna get into
Oh, the new
the
cravings
new
this week.
cravings,
So who doesn't love coffee? So we're gonna do a
especially
coffee
this time
one.
of year.
Yeah, especially this time of year. Like going to Starbucks is so easy this time of year. I don't know what it is, but like
I know.
I'm pretty good in the summer, like not really needing coffee, but it's just something about right after Thanksgiving that just puts me in the mood, and I get all the like the bad drinks.
Do you do the pumpkin spice stuff? in the fall
I only
stuff?
did it
No.
once.
Yeah.
I just but I get excited when it comes out just because fall's like my favorite time of year, so I just know that fall's coming. But it's just like the peppermint mocha ones and all the sweet, the creme brulee.
I say
drinks.
they do a really good
It's-
job of like marketing everything
Yeah.
because I mean most of the year it's just like their regular stuff, and then it's like September rolls around, and like the fall drinks just like blow up for
Yes.
whatever reason, you know. And I'm pretty sure they have the same stuff all year round. It's just a matter of
how they market it.
yeah,
Genius.
So we're gonna
it
do
is.
Coffee shops,
Coffee shops.
some local ones, some bigger chain ones. So vote on your favorite coffee shop.
So I still think that the Keurig in our kitchen makes the best coffee out of it.
I don't know.
Like hands down. I
Yeah, you love
wouldn't-
it.
I
Maybe,
wouldn't.
I don't know.
If I had the choice, I would.
And our
for free.
Keurig's like
Say it's free. I would choose our Keurig coffee over any Starbucks, anything like that.
and our Keurig's like what 10, 5, 6 years old now, going on 6, 7
almost
years.
7 years.
Just crazy.
Things lasted a
It's
long
like
time.
a-
We bought it when we opened the gym because
Oh, wow,
in the gym, and then we just didn't use it as much in the gym. So now
Yeah.
we brought it home.
Yeah, still going strong, making good coffee. I
Making
guess.
great coffee. It's probably just the age, and it's got the what's that rust stuff called on like a car
I don't
that
know.
makes it looks vintage.
Right.
I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah.
Anyway, it's got the stuff that it needs. I think maybe
One of these days
the
I'm just
mold
waiting.
makes it taste good, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so gross. They do. They're like some of those get moldy, so I should probably look into it a little bit. But
That's not if you use it every day though.
okay, good.
You got to give if you give it a week off though. Check your Keurigs.
But we live right down the street from Dunkin' Donuts, so I thought I'd be there a lot, like getting coffees. But I don't like Dunkin' Donuts as much as
That's because
the other
every
coffee
single
shops.
morning Dunkin' Donuts line is just like
It is. It's
Hope
very
Lutheran
busy.
Church.
Yeah,
last
it's
night.
crazy. I did not it's
Yeah.
nuts.
It's
It really
insane.
is.
I don't know if it's because that's the only coffee shop over there, so that's
Probably.
where people.
Yeah, because I mean, over here in West Des Moines, there's a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, you got Scooters and Starbucks and
Mhm.
a bunch. I mean, the Starbucks line is also the same way, but
Yeah.
that's like constantly. But
But maybe people just love their Dunkin'. I
I
don't know.
think
Maybe
they
it's
do,
the
yeah.
donuts. Maybe they don't even get coffee.
That's
They
probably
just
true,
get it,
yeah.
so,
it's pretty true.
I don't know.
Yeah, Dunkin's a little bit more. That location at least has
And then-
breakfast and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff too.
Yeah,
So,
Not just coffee, because Starbucks is mostly just coffee.
I mean, they have their
They got, like,
sides that
cakes
are
and
like
stuff.
$8 for a pumpkin.
I was gonna say. I mean, you have to go
Bread.
if you want to go to Starbucks and get like a breakfast and a coffee. I mean, it'd be like $12
Yeah.
for like yourself.
And
Yes.
what's those? But they have those cake pops. Do they have cake pops?
Cake
all the time?
pops that are like $3.50 a piece.
Right. They're good.
They're
good.
Well, that's all that counts.
yeah,
You're paying for quality here.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our wow. Word of the week is finished. So we're at the end of the year. We're at the end of our season. So we have the championship next week, and we'll go into a little bit more details to remind everybody here in a little bit. But the wow of the week is finish, and basically, you know what it means to finish it. It's bringing a task to completion. But I think, myself included, a lot of us are guilty of not finishing, whether it's a task at hand, a task at work, whatever the case might be, whether it's like your last rep or your last couple reps in your workout, finishing those last the last reps, getting done with the task, that's the most important part. And I think all of us are a little bit guilty, but that's why we wanted to do that. This week was because we got to finish the year strong. It's been a crazy, shitty year for many of us, and to finish strong is one of our quotes here too. But who hasn't heard a coach saying, finish strong? And that's one of the biggest things that we have to do to make us a good athlete, to make us successful, is finishing the task at hand, finishing the year strong, not kind of phoning it in for the rest of the year. That's a big thing that a lot of people, even if you have paid time off and that kind of stuff, and you're not even going to be working, which I know a lot of people have accumulated. That's a great time to make sure that you're still staying active, you're still in the gym, you're still doing things that make you successful in life, and finishing the season strong means jumping into the championship, seeing how much weight you can move versus when we started. And in seeing those differences are huge, because even just talking to several athletes, they've already put on, just in their working weights, they've already put on 10, 15, 20 pounds of weight throughout the season. And so that should equate to even more as your sub maxes go, as your max lifts go, because you've gained that strength for the season. So finish the season strong, making sure that we get into the championship, compete. And then one thing, as far as kind of action steps, one thing that I want to make sure that we do is just recognizing, because I do this too, where I'll be on the computer doing editing a video or something, whatever the case might be, and maybe I'll get interrupted, and a lot of times I know that I need to finish that video, but after the interruption's done, I don't go on and get that video done. So a lot of times, recognizing that you're halfway done with a project, or recognizing that, a lot of times in the corporate world, you pass work to someone else, and making sure that you're not the what's the weak link, but where everything slows down, the bottleneck. There we go. To make sure that you haven't heard of that.
I mean,
It's like, it's manufacturing a lot of times. So like if if there's a bottleneck in the manufacturing line, it's when the slow portion of whatever it is. So make sure that you're not the bottleneck in a project. Make sure that you get your work done, you're finishing your stuff, even though it feels like a time of year where it's like, I just don't want to work. I'm going to phone it in until the new year. I'm going to phone my goals in till the new year. Finish out with your goals. There's a lot of things that, physically you might have had goals for over the year. And don't let all of the 2020 crap, as an excuse for some of the things that you wanted to get done. And so finish the year strong, finish the season strong at Krave, and we can kind of jump into the championship stuff with that. So I want to do a hype video, which I'm kind of pumped about. So like I feel like a coach in like at halftime being like, have you guys ever heard of what was the last I can't remember, the football movie with
Remember the Titans?
no. Well, there's a good speech in there. But it's got who's Scarface? That actor.
I'll look. You can't ask me movie questions.
I
just
know.
don't watch movies.
Yeah, so I do not know.
I'm thinking of is it any given Sunday maybe? With
Okay, so what is it?
Any Given Sunday. Look up Any Given Sunday.
Tony.
Tony Montana is the same actor.
Okay, so Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this quote, but it's every last inch, finish everything, and that's kind of the motivation for this championship is who is it?
Al
Capone? Al Pacino. There we go. Al Pacino. There we go. Yeah, Al Pacino is the coach in Any Given Sunday, and the speech that he gives is amazing. So it's like I don't want to put that in the background, but the big thing that we want to make sure that everybody understands is make sure that we're getting those squats in. We got to get the trophies back over to West Des Moines, back over here. Yes, and so the big thing, we got to get participation and everybody moving as much weight, because if you don't think that you are the strongest person, you might be the 10th submission that gets your team points that pushes it over. So definitely get in, participate, make sure either during the training sessions or on your own with a videotape, getting those submitted, and we will have live updated scores as we go. But we gotta get the trophies back over here.
Yeah, the updated score should be fun, I think. So
I think that'll be
every
really
week,
cool. Yeah.
And so we'll type something out so that way it's pretty organized where you guys write your stuff down, and then we'll just update it after every session. Because I think people really are excited about it to see where they stand compared to other athletes in their state and
definitely.
stuff. So
Yeah,
keep that updated.
Should be awesome.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to touch back on, going back to the word of the week. Don't you guys feel like after or even before Thanksgiving, like people already look into the next year?
Oh yeah.
Like they don't
for
finish.
sure,
It's like
yeah.
okay, after Thanksgiving,
sure.
okay, I ate bad then. Then it moves into Christmas, and some people start their Christmas celebrations in like the first weekend of December. So it's like I think I've noticed at the gym, like the regulars that we used to have, and I messaged a couple of them. They're like, "Oh, it's been busy with the holidays and whatever, but the new year I'm there." And it's like, don't do that to yourself. Like,
Right.
Get in this week. If you can get in a couple times, just come in, because you're just gonna feel so much better.
Right. It'll make it a lot easier in a couple weeks in the new year.
Yeah.
Even if you just get in, a couple times for
Right.
the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Just getting in and getting back in like the mindset of everything.
Yeah.
That's gonna help you so much when you're able to get back in and really, get back into your 3 sessions a week and all that. So
Because I see it all the time. It's like people stop and then they are mad at themselves starting in the new year because they're like, "Gosh, I shouldn't have let myself take so much time off." So
Yeah, and I think that just continuing, even if it's less volume, just continuing to finish the year strong. And I hate the New Year resolution.
and-
Like it's just so funny that there's this subliminal day that all of a sudden
Mhm.
now
you're gonna
I'm
make
gonna
it 100
do all of these different things. Yeah. And so like, but I fall victim to that a little bit too. So to where like I'm in the mindset of different things. I'll find myself saying that exact same thing. Like, well, I have this going on, this going on, this going on. We'll really dig into something in the new year. Or I'll really start my goals in the new year after the diet's changed, after whatever. And because I get into that, I force myself to make my goals and start my goals this week or next week. Like, just because I don't want to be the New Year's guy.
Yeah.
Right.
So then I'm like, nope, I'm better than that. I'm going a week before New Year's.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's it.
It's something
that,
easy
it's just,
that people can cycle into.
right.
I don't
And
know
it's
why.
just
it's just
that
like starting
mindset.
on a Monday. Like it's Wednesday. I'm gonna start next Monday. What is it about that that's like?
And that's the thing. You're taking, if you do that every week, you're taking 4 days away from yourself every week. If you do that every year, you're taking a month away from yourself every single year. And so if you think about it, in a decade, you've lost a year of goals, of training, of eating right. You know what I mean? So like you sacrifice 10 months in a decade if you're looking at those different things where you're making that excuse every year, or if you do it every week, now you're taking away 2-3 days from yourself every single week when it comes to being successful and striving to do your goals. So finish the weeks strong, finish the season strong, and finish the year strong. And that's one of the main quotes that I have it here, finish strong, quoted by every coach ever. And so it's like every single coach I've ever had has at some point said finish strong. And that's that's the most important thing. You can start a game, or you can start a practice, or you can start a training session where you're not really into it, but if you finish strong, you're going to get the results out of that training session, practice, game. You can win the game, you can win the championship. Even if you start soft, if you start slow, you can finish strong and win those things. And so it's the same thing in life. It directly correlates to what you're doing, and make that important part of your mindset, and just think about that here for the rest of the year, because there's going to be a time, and I'm going to be the first person to raise my hand and say that I'm going to have this thought where tomorrow is Wednesday, the day before Christmas Eve, right? So tomorrow I'm gonna have something come up, and I'll be like, well, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. We have a long weekend. I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
And when I notice that, and when I can actually see that, that's when I have to be like, nope. I just told myself, I just said that in my head that I can finish later. That means I got to finish this now. So keep that in mind as we're getting into the holidays. Don't put things like that on the back burner. I'm not saying don't enjoy the day, don't enjoy Christmas Eve, don't enjoy celebrations with your family, all that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, don't let those single days sacrifice the whole month, because nobody is actually celebrating these holidays for the entire month of December.
Right.
And a lot of people act like
we
the
think
holidays,
we are because,
right? The holidays is an entire month long. No, the holidays is a couple days where you're celebrating with your family. Maybe you have a big family and you have 3 or 4 celebrations. So guess what? That's 4 days. Right. That's not the entire month of.
I think it all just stems from, okay, so Christmas comes around, we get the Christmas decorations out, we put the lights on the house, we bake, cook, like all those traditions that happen.
Right.
So it makes it feel like it's the whole month, but really it's not. Or like the Christmas shopping that needs to be done. Like there's just
so there's extra activities, but
it doesn't mean that it's for that whole month,
Yeah. So. Yep. So keep that in mind as we go. We got some athlete shout outs. Who do you guys got?
All right, so I'm going to start with Bree Burns. So she is a Waukee athlete who came to me this season wanting to gain muscle. So Bree, lucky for her, she has a fast metabolism. Her goal was to eat more food to put on more weight. And she's actually the first one that has come to me that I'm working with for gaining muscle and stuff. So it's been kind of fun the conversation's obviously different every week because, a lot of people I help is losing weight. But it's fun to see her get excited that the scale goes the other way rather than, it's going up instead of down. But I think, she just said overall, she wasn't eating enough before we started. She was skipping breakfast, then just, shoving something in her mouth before, like a banana or something before she'd come to a training session, like not getting that right amount of food in. So now when she comes in for a training session, I know you've noticed it a lot too, her strength has just improved so much.
Yeah. Big
and
time.
the more strength she has to lift the weights and everything like that, the more muscle she's going to build. So it just goes hand in hand. And it started off rough. She's like, I don't know if I can do this whole macro thing. But by week 2 or 3, she's like, she just caught on, like it hit her like, oh, I get this. And now she loves it. She's like, it's so simple, but I thought it was be so complex. So she might continue for another 8 weeks, or she might feel like she has it figured out. So we're going to just see where her muscle gain is at the end of the season. Because we're giving it 8 weeks, because it's hard. Like, you can't gain muscle super fast.
Right.
It's take time, and and if you're changing up your nutrition, like all that goes into it too. So we're gonna see this 8 weeks. I'm sure she's improved because she's looking a lot stronger and just has more defined arms.
That's tough for females, and that's probably why you haven't had, and we don't get very many females that are going to gain muscle and concentrate on quote unquote bulking phase. And so I'll play
but testosterone and all that.
Right.
We don't have that, and
right.
so it's harder.
But I mean, it's just the mental thing of I don't want to get all my life. I've heard that losing weight is what I need to do, and so I think just having that mindset. Huge shout out to her, and a huge shout out to Sheila, who's in the same boat. She's working with us with nutrition to gain muscle and gain weight, and they know that in doing that, you can't be in a deficit dieting and look, shredded while you're gaining muscle.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so that's one thing that's tough for a lot of females to get is the fact that I'm not going to be super, super lean while I'm gaining this muscle.
But you're
because
still
I have
not going
to
to be bulky and huge.
Right, you're not
it's
going to
like
get
that fine.
Right. But if you do it correctly, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways. You can bulk to where you're just eating. You're on the seafood diet, right? You seafood, you eat it, and but then you will gain a lot of body fat. But the way that we do it is you're at a slight, you're not at a deficit. You're at a slight surplus, and you're not at a crazy surplus where you're not tracking. You're actually knowing where your numbers are. And so if you want to gain muscle, but you want to do it in a way that's not a sloppy bulk, that's when you really have to continue to count your macros, be at a slight surplus to where you're only eating, several hundred calories over your maintenance, so it makes sure that your muscles are full of all the nutrients it needs to maximize growth, to maximize the performance of the muscle, but not so much that you're packing on the body fat.
And do it at a slow, because I tell her, our goal for your weight gain every week is probably a half pound to a pound.
Even less than that. If you're going, quarter pound to half pound.
And she's at about quarter. I would say she's at probably a half pound. Because 1 week she jumped up 3, but then it settled back down because she was just intaking her calories. I'm like, this is too fast, right? So then we just. But then her body leveled out, and so now she's at, I would say, a half pound. It hasn't been.
And the other thing to think about with nutrition athletes is your weight is never a straight line, so you never gain a quarter pound a week, but you might gain 1 pound in 1 week, and then maintain that exact same thing for the next 4 weeks. And so in 4 weeks, you've gained 4 weeks of a quarter pound, which is a pound. And so in a month, you might gain a pound, but you're gaining muscle and you're seeing those results. Then when you are you cut down again, your metabolism is higher because you have more muscle and you're able to see that shape better, whatever your goals are if you cut back down with the body fat. So,
good job, ladies. Keep it up.
Huge shout out to them. And then I had another Carter Nielsen. He is a new athlete, and he's someone that is he's a guy that came in, he's bought in right away. He trains 3 times a week. He comes in on his own 1 day a week. And he's brought a friend in. He's just super excited about the program, and seeing someone like that kind of pick up the program and understand what we're doing. He's a previous athlete back in the day, and so just someone that jumps in head first and really gets the program and you can see enjoying every second that he's here with his team. And so huge shout out to him. I'm sure he'll be doing some awesome things. This would be his first championship. This would be his first season and all that kind of stuff. So big shout out to Carter.
Yeah, my shout out for the week is Marsha Mesger. So she is she's an in-home personal training client actually. So right now with COVID and everything, we're doing in-home personal training too. So she takes advantage of that over in Waukee. And she really embodies our word of the week, to finish really, really well. So right now, she's one of those moms that, you know, is doing a lot of stuff right now for Christmas. She works at a church, so this is obviously a really busy time for that right now. She got 3 elementary school aged boys over in Waukesha. I mean, they were at home for the last what,
So that's not busy at all.
2 or 3 weeks or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, so I mean, she had a lot going on, a lot on her plate. She's trying to get Christmas already with her families and all this stuff. And, you know, so she's one of those people that, you know, we have our set schedule on Monday, Friday, you know, 10 o'clock every single week. Whereas some stuff's come up, you know, in her life over the last couple of weeks, getting ready for Christmas. She's had to, you know, reschedule some stuff, but she's always making sure that she's making, you know, those 2-hour-long sessions a week a big priority. And she's always making sure, okay, if we can't go Monday, Friday, we can go Monday, Wednesday, or, you know, we can go Tuesday, Thursday, whatever we have to do. And there's a lot of people that don't do that always. You know, there's a lot of people that, you know, if they can't, you know, make a session, they're just like, well, we'll just skip.
Mm-hmm. Wait till next year, right?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and so she's not having that mindset. She's having that mindset of, you know, how do I make sure I'm getting my 2 sessions in a week? You know, this is what I committed to do, and I'm going to do it. You know, so she's done a really good job of, you know, making that, even in this busy time, she's really made it a priority to make sure that we get those 2 sessions in every single week. You know, and she's making a lot of good progress too. So shout out to you, Marcia. Keep it up.
And she's also one, before COVID, she came into the gym and she was doing the sessions 3 times a week. And so she was always showing up, you know, being consistent with that too. And then COVID hit and she just felt uncomfortable. So now she's asked if we had any opportunities for in-home personal training and or performance coaching, and luckily we do. So it's been fun to just kind of see her stick with it and get her
it's been fun to see her kind of build their home gym too. They're kind of like piecing together their home, like they got, you know, a set of not power blocks but a different brand. It's the same type of thing where it's the adjustable dumbbells and got a rack. They're getting their barbell on the way. So it's they got some TRX bands. So it's been fun to see them kind of piece the home gym together as they go here. So it's kind of neat.
So then they'll be able to jump on virtual and continue to train other sessions too if she gets everything. So that's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Last thing I wanted to touch on was kind of a cool deal in sports this last week was did you guys see Tiger Woods and his son play?
Yeah.
So
they
have a father-son golf tournament, the PNC Championship, and so it was a huge deal to see. You know, obviously Tiger Woods, one of the best golfers, you know, ever, has a son he was actually the youngest ever to play in this tournament, and then, you know, to be on this big stage in front, it's like I mean, it's a pro tournament, so you're seeing, you know, you have the cameras, you have all that kind of stuff. It's probably different now during COVID without the crowds and stuff, but in years past they've had like big crowds and stuff. They want to see this, so seeing these kids play with their dads is kind of cool. And so a lot of people, you know, have been saying that you might not know it now, as I think he's an 11-year-old.
He looked even younger.
Yeah, he's
he's a little nugget.
But they were saying how you might not know it now, but like you're inspiring, you know, a whole new generation of golfers to play with your dad and all that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of cool to see all that. Yeah,
and can you imagine, like, I always think about Michael Jordan's kids, like just
you have
to live up to. Like, I wonder how they look at it. Like, I'm sure like my dad's a role model and stuff like that, you know. But
well, if you look at like the athletes, like LeBron's son.
Oh, does he have a son?
He's a
I didn't
baller,
know he had a son. Okay.
Jordan's
like, how old's LeBron's son?
I think he's just getting out of high school, so he'll be.
Yeah, he's
really?
like gonna go and he's like a junior in high school.
Wow. Okay.
And everyone like worships LeBron for like going to his games, and it's so annoying.
Yeah,
I don't
really.
LeBron.
I'm a Jordan guy too. I'm not a LeBron guy.
They're like, what a good father.
Or just like
goes to his
Kobe's
son's
kids.
games.
Right.
I wonder if his girls are good at basketball. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, his
like
girls are really
They're
good.
very good. Yeah.
The one,
really
I think, the younger one and stuff. But it's just having a, you know, for a parent in your life that's just super successful. You know, I wonder just how that is.
I was gonna say you can go one way or another.
Yeah.
It's probably same with siblings. If you have a sibling that's really good and you.
But you could you could either be like, I'm gonna excel in what they're doing, or you could be like, I'm gonna get the hell away from what they're doing. I'm
because I'm
never gonna pick up a basketball if I'm Michael Jordan.
Or as a parent, like Tiger Woods' son just hated golf.
That's what I mean.
You know, like.
But we've talked about that a little bit with you know with our kids is you know you just have to support them in what they're
what
doing.
they want to do.
Yeah.
And yep.
But, yeah, I thought that was really cool. In the world of sports, having that little positive, message and positive tournament throughout the
Yeah, that's cool.
over the week. So
Awesome. And then I was gonna start talking about the Bachelorette, but Zach left, so
yeah, you'd be
our
talking to
conversation.
yourself.
We already talked it. We watched it last night, so
Yeah, you'd be.
you kind of like it, and not like it, but you watch it because I like it.
I
so then you
will-
support me in it.
I will stand it if it's on TV and you're watching.
Yeah.
As
I
soon
like
as
her
you
though.
leave
She's
it-
good. She's pretty level-headed.
Okay, so
I
this
think
is
that
a new
helps.
segment that we haven't named yet, but
I know.
Gal Talk. So
Gal
we're gonna
Talk.
have something that is specific
Every week
to
I have
Amber.
to come up with
She,
it.
she gets to come up with something specific to something she wants
And
to
I'm
talk
sorry,
about.
you
not us.
guys. I like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. I haven't been as consistent with it though, just because life is. I put in other things first, but I did watch it last night, and it's pretty good. Pretty good. I like it. I like this season. I don't know which guy I like the best for her, but
This season's weird though, isn't it? And there's
kind
there
of. Well,
another
you know how that
Bachelorette?
where I was saying last night. Well, yeah, because Claire started and then she found love right away. So then, like, Tasha just came in and Tasha came in and filled her spot. But all these guys went for Claire, but yet some of them still had feelings for Claire and said they wanted to leave the show. Which, if you're coming in for Claire, I'm sure that was. a
But they
weird
don't know who they're
transition,
coming in for anyway, do they?
I think they do. Well,
How?
maybe they
No,
don't, but then they'll announce it and say Claire is going to be your bachelorette. And so then they get excited because they're like, oh, it's Claire. I was hoping it was Claire. I was hoping it was you. I don't know. I really don't know how it all works. That's kind of something I'll have to look into. But so then she came on, and so the guys, obviously, some of them fell for her. But then last night, that guy made it to the top 3, and he actually excluded himself from it because he just couldn't get himself
Oh,
to
yeah.
fall, So you don't really see that when you get to the top 3, that the roles are reversed. It's always
And he dips.
he dipped, and then Ben came back. So I think a lot of people like Ben too, but I don't know.
That's
They're
our
all just-
bachelorette
yeah.
bachelorette talk.
Zach I just get a weird vibe from Zach. I think their chemistry is really
Not
good.
our
but-
Zach, different
No,
Zach.
yeah. Like, I think their chemistry is good, but it's just, I don't know. And Ivan just doesn't seem like outgoing enough for her. I don't know.
I don't know any
Usually-
of them,
I know
so
you
I don't
don't,
know.
so
I don't know which
you
one's
can't-
which.
So I just need
We
someone
need.
to talk to this
I was gonna
about.
say
See,
we need.
but this is going to be a boring segment if, like, I talk about this stuff and you guys have no idea what's going on.
That's true. I think Zach watches it though, doesn't he?
I mean, yeah, he does.
Yeah, so he'll know.
Okay. All right.
But-
but then Alicia's.
Alicia,
So
Coach
Coach Alicia last night or what was
Yeah,
it?
so she let me know. Shout out to Joe. But Alicia's boyfriend was like, said something like, "Hey, I don't get off work until 8, so if you get home early, don't start watching it without me." we had a coaches get together this weekend, celebrate the holidays and stuff, and half of the time was spent talking.
We talked about it, yeah, because
The
I had some
Bachelorette.
girl talk there, which was awesome, and we were all on the same level. Because then Zach's wife was there, Haley, and she watches it hardcore
Yeah.
too. So
We need to get a fourth co-host on here that
It's a
knows
female,
what
maybe?
they're talking about. So. Awesome. That's all we got today. We'll talk a little bit more about, we'll be into the championship next week. So Tuesday we'll go live with any results that we got from Monday. But starting on Monday of next week, so that's a whole week. But starting Monday next week, we have our championship started. So
And, so this is something I meant to tell you. Disclaimer: we've already started at Waukee just because there's athletes that are gonna be out of town next week, so they wanted to do it this week,
as far as
like they're testing, and I'm there to watch them.
Okay, cool.
And I told them that was fine. So just to keep things fair at West Des Moines.
All right, so now we're cheating already for the championship.
No, that's for people that cannot be
No,
there
I
that
know,
week.
that's fine.
The only exclusion is if you're going to be gone. Like, I have one
Okay,
lady
no, that's
that's
a good
going
idea.
to she's going to go skiing. So she didn't want to, like, be super sore from skiing and come in and do it, like, on Wednesday or Thursday. She doesn't know she'll be able to go in and
Okay.
do it. So there's certain circumstances I'm letting go. Like,
Okay, so
so if
if
you're gonna
you
be out
want
of town,
to, if you want to, we have today, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. that
Otherwise,
you can-
save it, though. Like, if you're going to be here, just don't come in and do it. Like,
Yeah.
you can only do it. But if you want to do it, like, 4 times the next week, do it then. But we're only letting people that are not going to be here do it.
And I guess your videotape's not gonna have a date on it, so that doesn't matter either.
Well, they can send
If
the
you want
date they
video.
did it.
What's that?
They should send the date they did it.
Yes.
What do you mean?
I'm saying it doesn't matter. They can do it tomorrow on video and then wait till next week and send it.
Shut up. No, don't tell them that.
Well,
You
what's
just
the
ruined
difference?
it.
You give yourself a week.
Proof. We gotta have proof. No.
Yeah.
if
stand there with
people
a
are
newspaper.
if people are competing,
As long as you're competing,
Yes.
I don't care.
yeah.
Send them in. So awesome. That is it for today. Have a great week. Remember, finish strong. That's the word of the week. Finish the season. Finish the week. Finish the year strong. And we will talk to you next week.
I'm
Remember,
gonna see if there's any. Let's see if there's any questions.
let me see, I don't have any. We'll check the
Questions
live
real
real quick for any questions or any comments or anything and see what we got. Did you get anything?
I don't know. Jeez, how fast do you think I'm gonna get there?
Well, quick. Got dead air. We got radio to fill.
I don't know. Could you fill it with music or something?
No.
Yeah. Come on.
We should have they have one of the shows I listen to every once in a while does a Friday vibes where they set up a vibe that kind of brings you back to a certain situation in your life and then they play some songs that'll
that's
bring you
kinda
back.
fun.
So it's really cool.
You know
We
what?
should
We
do that.
could if we had commercials. That would be a perfect insert for commercial.
There we go. Anybody that wants to pay for advertisement, we are accepting
take it.
advertising.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nope,
All right.
We're good.
All right. Remember, you're an athlete. Live like it.